and today I just want to show you um, the Florida Virtual Group. They are giant consortium, and they have an iPad's dashboard. And the thing that I thought was cool was not that, and that's not even the right one, not that they had this, oh, come on, where is it? Um, Not that they had the dashboard, but that because they have saved, um, wait, Jay, they said that it was in here and it's not in here. Where is it? Where is it? Um, I was like, yeah, I totally know where it is. Maybe it's in dashboards. Um, they have this cool, like, they've got a saved column and they've got saved other stuff that is super useful to um share out. But this is, why is it not in here? Um, yeah, it's not in here. It was literally here during the presentation. What the heck happened? Um, well, we might be able to see it in here. Nope. Fix
I
this.
wonder if somebody from another institution accidentally changed,
Moved it.
right?
Um, what the path not great. Okay. Well, just kidding. Um, maybe I can try and yeah, nope. And Jay didn't actually tell us how to save a column, but basically it was a very cool column that they said, like, oh, you can drop this into any of your reports. And it was something around electronic inventory. And yes, I know. Nope. Okay. Um, bollocks. Um, and it was a case statement that they created and saved to a column that allowed them to get the correct label on all of their electronic resources. But it looks like it got messed up somehow. That seems very crazy. Um, yeah, bummer.
So they had saved the column by itself as its own thing.
Yeah. Um,
Oh.
uh-huh. And mm, let's see if I can just see if they have anything. Nope. Um, mm, and it was basically like, oh, shoot, shoot, shoot.
Were there
See if
any
somebody
slides in the presentation that might already
here.
be
Okay,
posted
so
online?
somebody stole it, maybe accidentally or something. Okay, but anyway, we found someone else's. So this is I'm gonna move this so that I don't screw up someone else's that way. Um, okay, so if you save a column, it looks like this. And then um it's all the normal like things, but what's cool is the formula. Open, open. So it's this case statement, so you can um group and title the Alma resource types with like into your own like titles that you want. And basically they like it's the idea that you create the bins and then you can save it. So let's see if we can do it. We will open up a physical item, something with physical items, I'm sure. Okay, here we go. Here. So we've got items by location, policy, and material type. So book NC, say we want to, somewhere in there, there must be a, is there some kind of, oh, okay, collection. Oh, I also learned this fun trick. You can create a filter just by dragging the column up. So it well, it's not a filter, it's a prompt. So that was a fun trick I learned, and then you can drag it right back down. Okay, so we've got all of these material types. And now let's see if we can figure out how to like add a column. So we just add any old column because it doesn't matter because we're going to change the formula. And we're going to make this a, I should have copied that one to start it. An if case statement. Actually, yeah, let's do that. Let's go back and we'll save that column that we found. There it is. As a starting place, it's gonna not be useful, but and now we're gonna go to items. And we've got this rando one that we've created, and we put in that case statement. We give it a title. Call this. And instead, well, let's just see what it comes up with. So now it has changed this material type of DVD to projected medium electronic, which we know is not correct. But you get the idea. So now when you do your iPads, you're not trying to do all kinds of weird groupings. You could save this. So if we go back to criteria, and now if we go into this and we edit formula, we can use bins and we can add a bin. And so if it is equal to 2D non-projectable graphic, electronic, 3D, electronic, electronic. I'm just going to try this. And we're going to say and say okay. Let's see what this does. Probably just broke it because I did a bin on a case. And I think I probably only needed to do one of those. So I created one that was just called electronic. We'll see if it, yeah. So these things all pulled for some reason. So if we do this instead, no. What? We want okay. Well, I clearly don't know how to do this, which is very sad because it was a very cool trick. But say we've got this column and say it was actually working, you can then save column as, and you can save it in your folder, and then you can just take it from that folder and drop it into any report you want by dragging it over from the catalog list. So say if you had a column in here, and yeah, there's no columns in anything. You could then just bloop and drag it over, and you'd have this cool column that's pre-made to bin all of your resource types into, and the application they were using was IPEDS and ACRL. And so they were able to go through and do very detailed kind of classification based on location as well as resource type and other things, so that if they knew they had some ugly cataloging, they could just be like, okay, well, if it's location of blah blah blah, bin it as this. So anyway, it was very neat. And I definitely, Jay did have some pretty good slides, so I'll have to check those out, and I can always email them as well. And like figure out what's going on with why it's not the in the location. Oh, you know what? Maybe it's in their data visualization, their DV, instead of, because it is a dashboard. And I can't remember how to get to any kind of, yeah, you can't get to a catalog this way, because this is just, oh, wait. Nope, that's the same thing. Okay, I don't know. Oh, cool. Victoria's working on downloading the slides from Drifta. We had put them onto the Google Drive for everyone, so that our group can access them, if that's of interest. But looks like I'm not going to get this cool thing to work today. Honestly, it was a little ambitious considering how much of a fire hose of information Eluna is. and I was still very much playing catch up all of yesterday and this morning. But does anyone have any analytics reports that they're working on that they would like some feedback on, or maybe something you're trying to figure out with analytics that you can't quite figure out? I've got an eye on chat if you don't feel like speaking up, but if you want to speak up, welcome as always. Ooh, subject heading cleanup and how to do that in analytics. There was a very cool session on finding problems in your catalog using analytics. I wonder if we can do like a little search.
Specifically, this is for, we set up our 690 fields as local subject headings. So like for things in our archive with, people's names or events and things like that. And over the years, they've just really gotten messed up where we've got like duplicates and some things that have periods and some things that don't, and some things where names are inverted and some things where like it's first name set last name. So there's been like very mixed quality control on our local subject headings. And so I need to find all the things that are still a mess. And I was thinking that analytics could help me do that, but I don't really know what I'm doing.
Yeah, so one of the things that you can do is if nope, that's not at all. If that field is mapped to one of the local, it's gotta be physical items. Where is it? So if that's mapped to one of these local parameters,
An indication rule.
you could also do that to create a set of any item with content in that field, and then use that set. Because another cool thing I learned is if you upload a set into data visualization, you can then create an analytics report based on it.
Ew.
Yeah,
Cool.
okay.
I mean,
I'm
I
gonna
knew at some point I was going to have to do a normalization, like a normalization rule at some point to fix it.
but you got to
But it's
figure
just,
out what you're fixing first.
but I've got to find them first. Exactly.
Okay, this is really kind of
Elena, so you said you have different information in there. Are you just using 690 or have you coded them so that you can identify this is a 69 something that has a personal name, this is a 69 something that's a subject, this is a 69 something that's an organizational
Oh,
name?
oh no, oh no, that was never, it was not set up that way. It should have been, but no, it was not. So I inherited like a lot of these and yeah. So I think it's just all 690.
okay. So if we do a new indication rule, and ends with 690.
You know, if you just like do an indication rule to find all the 690s and then export that
Into an
set
Excel?
of bibs
Yeah.
and like select just the fields you want with like mark edit and like
Oh,
put those fields into like something like Open Refine. Open
okay.
Refine can tell you what your problems are so that you can write that norm rule.
Oh, I've never used Open Refine. I have heard about it, but I have never actually used it.
If you can use Excel, you can use Open Refine because
Okay.
it's not that bad.
Okay.
Huh.
Cause like you can, cause like it'll like give you like tools to just like find, find things with like facets and stuff.
Oh, cool.
Would you be
Yeah.
willing to do an overview session sometime on
Yeah,
OpenAI?
sure.
That would be
Let's
awesome.
schedule something. Okay, so I just did this real quick. Anything, oh no, it's not empty. If there's anything in any part of the 690, then it will do it. So now we need a set of, and we need a
Polar bibs.
logical set. And this is in your archives?
Well, no, it's all over the place. It's like the whole, some of them are in archives, but a lot of them are in like the main collection. We've got some in the ELA collection. So yeah, it's all, they're all
I
over the
would just
place.
do an all titles, like create a set of
Mhm.
all the bib records within the Alma instance.
Alma's gonna love me. Let's see how long this takes.
And that's actually the other question I have. I've done a lot with like the normalization rules, but I really have not used indication rules because I haven't really known like what the difference is between the two of them.
And
So like you want to be running this rule. You want to make a set that's local records that are like not linked to the community zone. And
Yes.
then you want to run your indication rule against that. Because you don't want to like be looking at any like, unless you do want to look at 690 fields that happen to have been added to like community zone records for
No.
whatever reason.
No.
Um,
That
yeah,
never-
that's some other problem for some other time maybe. But I'm assuming what you want to know about right now are, so like
Are
you
local. Yeah.
right. So do you have that set made already? Like first you want to make your set of your
local records.
local records. And then you take that set and you filter it with your indication rule.
Yeah, and see that's the thing. I haven't done that set yet because I wasn't sure how to do it, and it's because, and Kirsty, thank you. Yeah, the indication rules, I guess, are if I want to search for the things that are the marked fields, and then I run a normalization to then change them. So you have to do an indication first.
Yeah, so I don't know if I actually found stuff that's gonna have anything, but I at least found stuff that doesn't have links. And then I do filter set, and then I do filter set based on having a 690, and it runs and it will look over that title, give us a new set based on the results. It doesn't change this set. And we can just wait.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's gonna take a second.
Yeah, I think there's a lot.
Well, I got this set down to like, because I said is linked no.
That's
So
still a lot.
oh yeah, and it's probably
not
way
too bad. It's not too bad. Yeah, I've been doing stuff with this kind of thing to like look at our subject headings that have to do with indigenous peoples.
Oh yeah.
So I've been like running, I have a set that's like this for Shoreline, and I've been like running our different indication rules to find those subject headings, and then like exporting my set of bibs. And then, doing the job with MarcEdit to get the fields I want, and then like porting them into OpenRefine to like, in order to like look at the things with like the facet features that like Mark Edit has.
So I actually have a question about that because I tried to do something similar to that with our with the illegal alien subject heading. And I just did like a normalization rule that was like, if you find this, then switch this. And of course, I just ran it like on our physical stuff. I didn't do any of the extra stuff of like mark edit and open refine and that kind of thing. So now I'm thinking, uh-oh, I must have done something like incomplete or anyway. I don't know.
Well,
So
but
like,
that's a difference between looking at like the authority subject heading that is going to be the same every single time versus looking for this, which has like infinite variations, right?
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, I'm looking at stuff to determine what's there before I make any changes.
Yeah, probably smart.
Right.
I leap before I look every time.
Right.
Gets
Like
me into
we
lots of
did
trouble.
do some stuff with the illegal alien stuff.
Uh-huh.
And we did do stuff with norm rules and with like primo norm rules like for like display or like discovery
Yes.
like that. Gosh, it was a while ago. Like I don't even know. I don't even remember what we did. Like we did multiple things so that like it would both work in terms of like searching and in terms of like what was displayed.
Right.
We actually like did some local authority work.
Cool.
Um, that's gonna take forever. I don't know why I did that. But here we'll do it. We'll test a thing in analytics live and we'll see if I can't like not make that work. Um, so
Well, and
what I
also,
heard was that if you create a data set in data visualization, so we'll just, I've got a million, what's a good one? Yeah, sure, collection report. Don't know what that is, but oh, yeah, okay, cool. Then you're like, okay, this is maybe meaningless. However, that's uploaded. We save it. And it's saved. And now if we go to analytics and you do create an analysis and it's subject area, you scroll all the way to the bottom and the data set that you uploaded in DV is now here. And it shows you what the columns were. And so we can just do that. And then we can edit by this. And actually, I was like trying to do this in Excel because this collection report had 28 worksheets in it. And this analytics, I mean, like Oracle BI is crazy, right? But this is basically now telling me exactly how many subscribers and how many collective views there were of these. It was all the Films on Demand collection. So I can now do whatever I need to do with this. And this was a pretty simple one, so you could see the power of doing that. So yeah, so if you were able to do a set that got you those records with the 690s or even got close to, you know, like it was like, yep, all of them should be captured here, and then uploaded them to DV and then created a report in analytics, you could, the column name, like everything would be in there. If it was a MARC record, it will show the column names with the field titles, was my understanding.
Cool.
But anyway, let's see if it's okay. So here's our itemized that is filtered.
So the other thing is the 690s I was looking at was just for our print titles. As far as I know, we don't have anything electronic that we've added 690s to.
Yeah, so I
And those numbers, the 9,000 looks much more accurate in terms
likely.
of how many, yeah, like more likely of how many items in our collection have 690s.
Yeah, so you could take this, and what it would give you would be all the MMS IDs, which you could then use
To export and put into Marqeta
and
then run the Open Refine on.
yeah.
Cool.
Well, what if you wanted to like if you wanted to get the bibs, the easiest way to get the bibs will be to like do the like run a job and like do the run an
Oh,
export
a
bibs
job
job
on this set.
The
Okay.
set.
on this set.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna play with this and see if we can use the column with the list of MMS IDs in analytics
Oh.
to get information, just because I'm curious and we are playing around. But it's gonna take a while. Yeah, and I don't have access to MarkID, so that shoot, I did this. I'm not gonna save it. I can do it again. It didn't take very much time. But it's pretty neat. I'm thinking that that whole like upload a data set could be quite useful for more accurate overlap reports and collection analysis, because you can control what the data is in the columns, as opposed to like the invisible backside of where's Alma really pulling the information from when it's doing the overlap reports. But since I just learned about it, I haven't really gotten to play with it yet. So if anyone has more things that I could try out. Anyway, you guys don't need to watch that processing. So we exported this data set, and now I'm going to put it into analytics to see if data visualization, to see if we can then take that as a list of MMS IDs, see what exported with it, which, fields. Okay, so we have call numbers. And does it not even have MMS ID? Shouldn't it have? Well, find out real quick here. Told you I'd try something and it wouldn't work. Oh, there it is. We just didn't.
Ben put that in the chat that he thought he saw it next to the call number.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Okay. So this is so that these probably all have that field, right? Original art. Probably not on display, but
Well, no, that field looks more like with the art original, that looks more like a material designation.
yeah, it is. Yeah, I don't think this report is going to be helpful for you at all.
Yeah.
Because the set doesn't have any of the bibliographic information.
Yeah, it doesn't have
But
the 690.
but it like it would be interesting if you were looking at the local record and saying, okay, we want all of the campus art to have, just art original, and to take
Right, that title or
this
the name.
out.
The last name out, yeah.
Yeah, because this is, like.
Oh, yeah. Oh God, that's a mess.
So not the problem you wanted to fix.
But it points
But
out a
another
problem that I
one.
need to fix.
Yeah.
I'll add it to the list.
Yeah. But it's a good, I'm sure running sets like in advanced search or using using indication rules and then putting them into analytics would be, you can take a set from analytics or you can export a list from analytics and create a set. And I had never known until last week that you could basically do the opposite by going through that DV and uploading your own data set. So that makes it kind of a two-way, like if you know how to create a set one way or another and need the analysis done, it gives you another tool for doing analysis or inspecting whatever. But I would love to kind of put the 690 issue on our calendar for like a norm rules cataloging meeting so we can dig into it a little more. And I think having an overview of using MarcEdit and OpenRefine for our training meeting on June 4th is a super cool topic. So thank you, Isaac. But unless someone else has something they'd like to take a look at, I feel like I have shared enough, well, that didn't work moments for the day. Kirsty put something in chat to help her remember interesting things about using Alma by itself for ILL resource sharing. You can create a prompt that can search multiple fields simultaneously in Alma Analytics analysis. So, yeah, let's, good contributions, one and all. And I know that I am also months behind on getting the recordings and chat transcripts up and available on YouTube. So if there's anything else, happy to stick around, but if not, give you back 15 minutes of your day, and we will look forward to next week's eLuna share out, and then checking out Open Refine in a couple of weeks. And before we know it, it'll be like December, because it like feels like it's still March and it's not. So yeah, have a great day, everyone.
Excuse me. Hey, Carly.